the mistake that I have done in the past is being friendly with my words, but not having it emerge from my essence. And I think really tapping in and being like, well, what do I genuinely feel about this person? And if it's like, I feel pissed and frustrated, it's like, okay, maybe chill out. You don't need to write back right now. But to find like, oh, that is nice of them. And I do appreciate the this, like say the real thing. Don't just say the polite, nice thing, but there's so much politeness, and I think this contributes to nice guy stuff, which has you pay back in other areas.
Yeah. Why do nice guys finish last? Why is there that trope?
Nice guys finish last because they put themselves last, right? There's no other way for them to finish. They finish last because their primary way of moving through the world is trying to avoid other people having particular thoughts and ideas about them. I don't want them to think that I'm selfish. I don't want them to think that I'm mean. I don't want them to think that I just want them for sex. I don't want them to think. I don't want them to think. I don't want them to think. Now, the problem is they do have some of these shadow drives. They might just want that woman for sex. They might just want this thing. They might just. So what they do is they fake up front what they want. They hide from themselves the behavior. They don't generally wind up getting the thing that they want. But if they do, they get it in a manipulative way that makes the person who gave it to them furious with them eventually. Instead of, it's like, oh, these assholes get all these women, they don't even care. It's like, yeah, they're clear. There's a clarity of just like, I'm looking for casual, and I'm not treating this seriously like a committed relationship. I'm not saying that one needs to direct oneself in that way, but if one feels that, to allow that to come through is actually a more effective strategy. Now, what will also happen is the asshole, as you might call it, but it doesn't require an asshole, will experience, because there's more direct revealing of oneself, that person will experience more direct rejections in one's life. The person who puts oneself out there more is not going to get the job all the time. They're not going to get every girl. Not every person is going to like them. They're going to like bother more, but they're going to quickly sort the jobs, friends, and girlfriends into the categories of the ones that actually want to associate with them as they actually are. And the nice guy, even when he gets the job or the friend or the girlfriend, has led with a mask. And that mask takes energy to maintain. So even if you get the dream thing, you're exerting so much energy to maintain it and control the image that it's an inner drain, even if you have all the external things coming your way. So it's a painful experience. It's generally unconscious. If it interests you, the topic, definitely check out No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. But I did, I read it 10 years ago. I was like, this isn't me. And then I read it 2 years ago. I was like, oh my God, I wish I'd been able to take this on board at the time.
So I think people gravitate to the opposite end of the spectrum where they say, okay, mean guys get what they want. They get the girl, they get the money, the car. So then they try to signal that they're a mean guy. And I guess I'm curious to know, like, what is the healthy balance, or like, how do, being mean clearly isn't the way to go, right?
No, not at all. It's being yourself, which is the hard thing. The nice guy is an identity. The asshole is an identity. These are all like practiced behaviors. And again, I started with this. It is very normal in one's teenage years to try to be a goth and try to be a jock and then try to be like you're trying on different personas. That extends through one's 20s in my experience, where I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an athlete. You're working out the identities that click most with you. But what you're checking is how well these identities get you what they want, but also how comfortably they align with who you genuinely are. And so rather than be a nice guy or a mean guy, what you want to begin to train is the ability to take your consciousness out of your head and into your body, into your heart, into your gut, into those places where you will find out who you really are. And you might think in your head, I've never done that. I would never do that to someone. And then in your gut, you're like, oh my God, I would rip that guy's head off. I would kill him. And this doesn't mean that you're going to kill someone in your lifetime, but you encounter a more raw, unfiltered expression of your wants, needs, and desires. And by sitting in that, working with them, feeling those all the way through, you learn how to relate to them without repressing them. And so you can take that, I would f***ing kill that guy energy, and yell it out, scream it out, whatever, and get the clarity of like, oh, dude, that guy's fired. And then when you fire him, and I just have gone through this process, the email is, hey, this isn't working out. There was a huge mistake that was made. I appreciate the time at the company. there were things that I really enjoyed, but this is just no longer the case. Like, then you're able to communicate clearly without taking on the other person's burden. All good things start to flow from this feeling one's mean emotions, as we call them. It doesn't mean that you take the unprocessed emotion and put it in the email. It means that you take the time privately to filter, to sort and process the emotion, and then you can communicate with clarity, assertiveness, all the things that you would want, confidence, all of that comes.